So much for joining us today. As I've said, we're going to teach you how to move in today. My name is Montana Scott. I'm Recruitment and Business Development Coordinator for Student Housing. And today I'm joined by Shauna Carlo. Shauna, did you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Shauna Carlo. I'm the Service Center and Operations Coordinator for Trent University. So I will be in charge of all of the logistics for Move-In Day.
Awesome. Nee, did you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Mia Miyami. I'm the Senior Admissions and Occupancy Assistant, and I would answer any of your questions you have in the Q&A or chat section. Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Nee. Yeah, and we have a question to start off with you right now, a little bit of a poll. Are you coming from Peterborough or Durham GTA? And that poll should be coming up soon. There's a bunch of questions here. See those pile in.
Already love.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Thanks for participating. This is cool to watch. All right. Answers are coming in. We have 97% are coming to Peterborough. We have 4% to Durham. Got about 90% domestic students, 8 to 10% international, and a pretty even spread between the colleges. Awesome. Thanks for participating. Yeah, we just want to know where you're coming from. Uh, Great. Okay. And now that we've got those questions out of the way, we're going to walk through an agenda with you. So we're going to go through your residence team, key dates and times to keep in mind through move-in, support and resources that you can look forward to during your time at Trent, a move-in overview of what you can expect for the day of, including maps and locations, some next steps for you, a little bit of information on orientation week, and we're going to have time to answer your questions. So please know we're going to try and answer as many questions as we can during the presentation, but there's going to be a full Q&A period at the end as well. Without any further ado,
Hi again, everybody. I'm going to talk mostly throughout this presentation as I am responsible for the logistics of move-in. So first, we're going to start off with our team. So as I hope many people know here that we do have a large team here that's here to help you move into residence this weekend. So we have our dawn team. So our dawns are a live-in position in the residence buildings, and they'll be there on move-in day to do a meet and greet. So you'll be able to know where they live, and you'll know their names, and they'll be able to work with you to refer you to supports on campus. They also do lots of programming, so it's just a fun way to meet new people on in residence and just to help you adjust from into residence life. We also have lots of professional staff. So myself and Montana, as well as a large team of professional staff, will be working for Move In as well. You'll find us all over campus. There'll be some of us working at key tents, answering your questions, showing you how to move around on residence, and just there to answer your questions. Our service centers, so we have three service centers in Peterborough as well as one service center in Durham. They will be open. They are currently open, but they'll be open for all of move-in. Their hours are all 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. And that's where you'll go just to get your mail. If you have key issues, if you are locked out of your room, if there's an issue with your room and you need to put in a maintenance request, the service center assistants that work out of there will be able to assist you with all your needs. So as we talk about resources on campus, all of our information is on our website. So there is QR codes on this here, but you can also just find it on our trentu.ca/housing website. This will just, there's links to how to be able to, move in maps, to contact information for how to call your service center, if required. But yes, just take a look at our social media and website. We have lots of information there, which will hopefully be able to answer your questions. So move-in is coming. It's very exciting. It's an exciting time of year for everybody. So we are doing a one-day move-in day. So that will take place on Sunday, August 31st for our new undergrads. And that will be the same for both Peterborough and Durham campus. So, as I hope a lot of you have seen that you would have received an email from us today, regarding our Dash Pass. So that would have been in your email. A PDF copy of your Dash Pass was sent to you. So we ask that you print this off and you have it on your dashboard of your vehicle when you come to campus for checking in. This way, it's easy for us to be able to check you in. It just streamlines that process. And then as well as we just ask that you keep it in your car on your dashboard throughout the whole day, just in case you have, we need to contact you in just case we need you to move your car or anything. We know whose car belongs to who. Make sure you sign up for your student card. So you do have to submit your photo. Um, Prior to coming to campus. If you have already completed this, thank you very much. Your student card will be in your check-in envelope upon check-in. If you are one of those late submissions for a student card, that's okay. Please still submit it now. We'll just probably you'll have to pick it up from the card office on your first day. The card office is open on move-in day too, so they'll be able to support and assist with any late arrivals or late submissions of those photos. Also, what to bring with you for move-in, your government issued ID. So when we scan your Dash Pass, we'll have that information, but we also just like to confirm that with your ID. And yeah, we'll be able to help you give you your key package and get you moved into your residence rooms. So previously you should have already picked your time slot for how to what time you're going to be moving into residence. So we do ask that you do stick to that time slot as close to possible. Everyone has a half an hour time slot to be able to move into residence, and find your route. So we do have maps available on our website, as well as there's lots of signage, which will be around our campus, just making sure that you're following the correct signage for the correct building, and going to the key tent first. So first you're going to go to the key tent, and then you're going to go to the residence building. And once you get to your residence building, you're going to complete your drop off. So that's where you'll be able just to leave your items. And we have our orientation team, which will be able to help move your items to your room. And then while your parents are or guardians are helping set up your room, we just ask that they move their vehicles from that drop off zone just to allow some more space to allow more people to be able to drop off their items. So we have our different residences here. So we have Champlain College residence, we have Zosky College residence, we have Etonomy College residence, and Lady Eaton College residence, as well as we have our annex buildings. So we have Champlain Annex, Zosky Annex, and Lady Eaton Annex. And then we also have our Durham campus as well. So for Champlain College, when you come to campus, we ask that you come in the back of campus up Woodland Drive and then enter that back parking lot. And that is where you're going to find your key tent. So from your key tent, you'll see signage, and we'll also have some staffed station to be able to direct you in the right location. But you're going to move forward to Champlain College to be able to do your drop off. So where that star is on this map there. And then we just ask that once your items have been removed from your car, that then you move your car back to that parking lot there with the triangle, just for the more extended parking. So Lady Eaton College will be picking up at the same key tent as Champlain College. So again, just coming up Woodland Drive there, and then entering through, picking up your keys and driving through West Bank Drive. Montana, we're just gonna have to go to the next line there. And then as you see, we're going to come up to Lady Eaton College. Again, we have our drop-off zone there, which is indicated with that star. And then again, we'll just ask that you move your cars to the designated parking area, which is just over by our athletics there. So for Zosky, this is on our east bank of campus. So coming in from Pioneer Road, you're going to come in East Bank Drive. The key tent will be in the back parking lot, just right by Zosky there. And then your drop-off zone will be closer up to Zosky, and then just moving your car to the other parking lot where that triangle is located. And then we have autonomy here. So autonomy will enter the same way as Zosky coming up off Pioneer Road. And then we have our key tent, which is located just by autonomy and our DNA building. And then we will have you drop off. You will have to go around our DNA building and our drop-off zones there. We have multiple doors getting into autonomy, which you'll be able to empty your vehicles. And just we are experiencing some construction on campus. If you haven't heard, we are building a new residence building. So it's very exciting, but there is just a bit of construction happening. So just for that parking zone, you will have to drive back out to Pioneer and then come along Nassau Mills and then enter on East Bank Drive. You can see that coming up the other side of the college there, and then parking in one of our three new parking lots. There is a walking path. It is just over that other from the parking lot to our DNA building. So it is a quick walk back. It's not as long. Unfortunately, just the road it hasn't been completed. So you do have to drive around, but then to come back, it's just a short walk there. For the annexes, so again, our annex buildings, so that would be for Champlain, Lady Eaton, and Zosky. You will come in from Water Street up Woodland Drive back to the back parking lot. It's similar to the Champlain and the Lady Eaton key tent. You'll pick your keys up there and you'll drive all the way back down West Bank Drive, and then you'll turn onto Nassau Mills, and then I think on the next slide, Montana. Yes, we do have the different colleges there. So from there, you'll be able to drop off right in front of the annexes there. And then once you do drop off, we do ask that you move your cars. Again, if your parents or guardians or friends that are helping you move in wanted to spend some time to help you set up your room, we do ask that they move their cars back onto campus. And there is a path that they can walk back to the annexes on. So, oh yes, and Durham. So our Durham building, you can enter off Thornton Street, and then we do have our key tent, which is located just between our building and our B building, and you'll be able to drop off close to our B building, which is our residence building, and then we just ask that you park back in the parking lot there. So just a summary of the maps there. So there's lots going on campus. So just making sure that you're following the signage that is out for your college residence that you're going to be moving into, and that there are maps available online in case my quick summary that I just completed there, you just need to look at it a bit further. Again, all of our maps are on our website. So just some common questions. What are the service centers for? So our service centers, as I stated, we have three in Peterborough and one in Durham, and there are run a team of student staff work there, and they're there to answer your questions. So if you're new to residence and you don't know where your first class is, go check in with the service center assistants, and they'll be able to direct you in the right way. They can answer any general questions that you have about residence or about university. um, they'll be able to direct you to the correct person to be able to help with whatever you're looking for. That's also where you're going to go pick up your mail and packages. Very important when you're moving into a place, you want to know where you can get your packages from. So to get your packages efficiently, we do ask that you use the address that is located on this slide here, again, which is available on our website. Just making sure it's clear for with your student name, your room number, the residence that you're moving into, and then using this one generic address. This is our shipping and receiving department. So once it gets shipped there, then we'll be able to go to the correct service center for you to pick up. If you're using Amazon, sometimes it will prompt you to pick a different address. Please don't, because they will just drop packages off wherever, and the chances of you getting them are slim. So at least here, our shipping and receiving will get all of the package and then distribute appropriately. If you have any facilities requests, that's also you can go to the service center and they can assist you. If it's urgent, you can call your service center and they'll be able to direct you correctly. Or if you just have a question about something in your room and you're not quite sure, you can also just email Trent Service Centers at trentu.ca and they'll be able to answer your questions for you. I'm going to pass this over to my colleague, Amelia. Amelia, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Amelia. I work in residence education as the residence education coordinator. This is a detailed list of what can and can't be brought into residence. This does change slightly depending if you are living in a traditional dorm style room. So that's a room without a like a in-suite kitchen. And that means that you want to be really looking at the details of this list because there's some changes if you have a residence that includes a kitchen area. Many of these items are related to fire safety. So if a member of our team and the orientation team does see these as they're moving in, they might approach you and say, hey, unfortunately, this item is not allowed into residence, and we will be asking that it goes home with the supports who are moving the student in. So there are lots of things that students can have. There's lots of things that students move in, which they might not actually need. And we do recommend just going over this list to make sure nothing is forgotten about. But we do recommend that you maybe pack on the more conservative side until you see the room, because sometimes those spaces are not as large as you think they might be. So that is my recommendation for that. And I can answer any questions in the chat. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so, Amelia. I think the one thing that students and their supporters always say is, I don't feel prepared. I need to bring everything. What are the dimensions? I need this, this, and this. And they're trying to get everything they absolutely can right before that day. And whether you're in Peterborough or Durham, there are places where you could buy the items you might feel like you need. So start with the basics and then feel out what you're going to need throughout the year. Just get the necessities in first. It's a very busy day. We want to focus on it being about having fun and meeting people. You'll move in time.
Great.
A couple more questions we have. If you have not submitted an accessibility accommodation through your housing application already, or you are just now coming to campus with a new accessibility accommodation that we haven't heard about yet, please submit an accessibility and unique need request in the housing portal so we can make sure that we are meeting your needs while you're in residence. How can I get to campus? Transit is included for undergrads and it's an opt-in for other programs. So rest assured, as long as your Trent U card is all set up, you will have access to a bus pass. We also have Go Transit stops at both Peterborough and Durham GTA. In Peterborough, it will be at the Zosky bus loop. And in Durham, it's It's right near campus. Oh, Amelia, did you want to continue?
Of course. So there's a few things that students can expect when they do move in. So it is a bit of a quick turnaround, but one of the things that we are going to do is you're going to be meeting your residence life dawn at 4:30 on move-in day. So that means that everyone in the community is going to get together and have a chance to be introduced to some of the supports within residence. The most common support that we have and students who are living in residence as upper years are our residence life dawns. These students promote hangouts and connection with other residents, so really help folks make friends. They are also available to navigate support and resources. So if students are experiencing some challenges with the transition into residence or university life, these students are really well versed and trained on actually being able to make those warm connections to important supports and resources. And they also have the ability to pull the community together into really important and regular community meetings that are often opportunities for students to connect, and they all host programs usually around those community meetings. Those meetings will share important updates about key dates in the academic cycle, such as the last time to pay important fees or drop courses with limited consequences, as well as they will point towards other opportunities and connections in the college or other clubs, groups, activities that students might want to take advantage of as part of their experience at Trent. So when you arrive on move-in day, after you've had a chance to put all of your stuff in your room and you might not have a chance to set everything up right away, again, you're going to be meeting your residence life dawns and orientation week leaders. So these are really the folks who are going to be able to guide you through the first week of activities intended to help with that smooth transition into residence. There will be signs posted near and around the residence doors and at the key tents to just detail what that schedule is going to look like, because it also includes the times which your community is going to be eating in residence. During that time, your residence life dawn and orientation week leaders will also bring you to a building-wide meeting. Those meetings are really intended to help understand the community standards and safety protocols of living in residence. And those are going to be hosted by the senior residence life dawns and the residence life coordinators for each of those buildings. It also is an opportunity, since you've met your orientation week leaders, you're going to be connected to the very first orientation event, which is happening that night on campus. It's open to both on and off campus students. So if you do have a friend who's living off campus, they're more than welcome to join for that event that night. And the orientation schedule should be up, I believe, if it's not already, in the next day or two. So keep an eye on that. And your emails, you will be sent an email registration so that you do have all the information to participate in orientation. On top of that, your residence life dawns really want to make sure that it's a smooth living opportunity with your roommates and the other folks living in your apartment if you're in a suite style living in residence. So your dawn is going to find some time to set up some connection to fill out a roommate or a suite mate agreement. This is really that set of communication that you're going to go through to make sure that you'll understand what time of the night might be a good time to turn the lights off, or if you're an early riser, how do we communicate our boundaries? And when conflict occurs, how do we approach that conflict together before it has a chance to escalate? So the residence life dawns may complete this with each of the students who are sharing spaces in residence. And at any time that they need to revisit that agreement, we can open it up at any time. The other thing is that during orientation week, classes also start on the Thursday. So while orientation week events might still be happening, you want to be able to keep an eye out for specific dates that might be coming up. Your residence life dons will be adding you to a Teams chat where they'll be dropping important information about some of those key dates between when those community meetings happen. You can also reach out to your residence life don by Teams if you don't know where they are, and they'd be happy to connect with you. And they'll also be making a connection with you within the first couple days after you move in, or as soon as they possibly can. The other thing to know is that a lot of these opportunities are free, and we promote these to students as an opportunity to be successful in residence and also have a lot of fun. So this might be anything from board game nights to video game tournaments to movie nights to friendship bracelet making to some more educational events such as safe alcohol consumption and possibly how to be more inclusive in residence with events like Black History Month events that celebrate our diverse communities, as well as opportunities for National Day in Truth and Reconciliation. So there's learning and fun that is all part of the residence experience and included in the residence fees, so they're free to you. So we went over a little bit of this of how do I meet my Don. So at 4:30, it's really important to go to the location indicated by your residence life Don and the orientation week leaders. That is where they're going to be showing you where to go for those building-wide meetings and where we're going to be eating together as our first meal. We also have an opportunity if you do not have a chance to move in on that date. It's not too late to meet your Don. We mentioned that your Don will be trying to be connected with you, and so they might be sending you a message on Teams. They also might have an opportunity to run into you casually in the community, and so even if you don't meet that 4:30 time, it's not going to be too late. Your Don will want to make that connection. The other thing is revisiting the roommate conflicts. We know that conflict happens, and we really want to try to create a culture at Trent where conflict is not a scary thing, and that in conflict, it's also an opportunity for growth to happen. And so the Dons are really going to try to equip residents to have healthy communication with each other. They're going to have an opportunity in the second community meeting, which happens on the weekend following move-in, to set what the community values and guidelines are going to be together. And in the case of an escalation, there's always going to be an opportunity for the Don, who is also a student, just like the folks who are living in residence, to escalate that to the appropriate people if it is a bit more complicated. So after we've gone through some of the steps of addressing the conflict directly together, if the residence life Don goes and tries to have a mediated conversation, if it's still a bit more complex, it might be escalated to the residence life coordinator. If there are feelings where living situation has become unsafe, we do recommend letting the Don know or calling security directly, and they will refer to the residence life coordinator. So that we never want to take safety for granted. So if there is a situation where we do need to step in, we do make sure that we take the appropriate actions, and there will be Don on duty numbers during the evening hours outside of the regular times where we staff our service desks. So a common question that we do get is, I have moved into my space and I don't like it and I want to move. What should I do? So this is really important because a lot of times when students want to move space, it's because they've experienced a bit of a conflict with the other folks who might be in the space. We really want to encourage folks to refer to the roommate agreement. And if they haven't had a chance to fill out that roommate agreement, it's a really good opportunity to connect with the Don who can help fill out that agreement as a group or one-on-one with a roommate. We also want to encourage folks to give it some time to settle in. Well, it's always great to see when residents really get along well with each other. there seems to be an impression that folks really need to be best friends with their roommates, but sometimes that relationship only exists to co-live together, and you don't need to be best friends with that person. So the Dawn is going to figure out a way to really help mediate conversation as necessary, but it's a really good opportunity to learn about other people, learn about yourself, as well as the opportunity is 8 months and living off campus. Folks don't necessarily have the opportunity to refer to their dawn when conflict escalates if they're not planning to live in residence after their first year. So that is some of the learning and the skills that the residence life dawns are going to hope to pass on to their students, is that we're going to be changing the impression of conflict so that growth can happen within those relationships.
Yeah, it's a good point, Amelia. And just for the students and for the parents on the call, I know sometimes the parents join these as well. We recognize that move-in week and move-in day it's a big day for a lot of people, right? This might be your first child going away for school. It might put on emotions that you weren't expecting, and there's a lot of transition. And so we're trying to be mindful of that, and maybe those feelings will fade away, and once we get into the normal school year we can kind of address what's going on. As for dining, we have that covered too. So once you pick up your student card, you will notice that there is a sticker on your Trent U card that is your O-Week dining pass, and I have attached a general table of what is open for those first few days of dining before school starts. You can find out more information at the food services website as well. Starbucks is open daily, so I hope you're excited about that one. And there's tons of opportunities to get food on campus before classes start. All right, and we have some next steps. So once you get here, what should you do besides visit your community meeting? Make sure you submit your room inspection form. So it's basically confirming that your room looks like what we think it looks like when it starts. And yeah, we need that information. Be sure to review the residence standards and all of the residence policies that we have. The QR code is below. You can check out all of our policies. And yes, attend your Meet Your Dawn community meeting. That's where you're going to meet everybody in your community and get a start on all of those friendships and memories and fun that you'll have in residence. Amelia, did you have something to say about orientation week?
I'd love to speak to orientation week. We do have a comprehensive list of orientation week events that are happening between move-in on August 31st through to the next Saturday on both campuses. So there is a different orientation week schedule in Durham and Peterborough. So you will want to check out those links. The schedules are still being updated as of now as they're solidifying some of the details in events, but they do have their orientation week leaders on campus right now, learning how to best support that transition, and they're really excited to show students around a community that they love, and they're really excited to figure out between what a loud event might be or a quiet event to meet other people. There's a little bit of something for everybody. There are academic events during orientation. And so there will be different codes to indicate what to experience in each of those sessions, whether it is an event that's going to have food present, if it's going to be an event that might have water present, if there's an event that might be quieter or less than 25 people, or an event that might have a lot of people. The really important ones to hit would be Trent International has a mandatory New to Canada session on September 2nd. So that one is important. You'll get more information on that. So if you're an international student, it's really important that you are able to read the schedule and go to that session, and you'll get more emails about it. So there will be some events that are happening at the same time, depending on your college, depending on what your major is, and you can filter that schedule so that you can get the most relevant information to you. So that's going to be an important one to visit throughout the course of orientation week. What's also really important is that it will be updated live when there is any rain plans that indicate or change where a scheduled event might take place. So if my recommendation is to follow the social medias for orientation, but also to look at that calendar frequently throughout the course of the week. The one event that we're looking forward to the most is we will be doing our consent education on the evening of move-in day. There is going to be more information that is shared on the orientation website. That's an important one to go to because you will need to go to that one if you plan on attending any of the larger late night events. There will be an exit ticket that will get you into some of those larger tickets. If you do miss that one, there is an online module that you can do in lieu of that event if you're not planning on showing up on move-in day or you're moving in a little bit late. But of course, a module is not as fun as what we're going to be doing, but it will get you into the other events later on in the week, so you won't have to miss out on anything.
Thanks, Amelia. And we've arrived at question period. So, of course, if we do not answer your question tonight, we are absolutely available through email. You're welcome to check out our website. You can message us on social media, but most details are best obtained through email. Let's go straight to questions, shall we?
So I just wanted to, while Montana pulls up those questions there, I just wanted to say I have been reviewing some of them, and there just seems to be a lot around a couple. So I'm just going to speak as we're pulling them up. So we have some early arrival students, so students that are moving in prior to August 31st. This has been arranged in July, so thank you for arranging that. If you are one of those early arrival students, please head directly to your designated service center. This email communication has been sent to you. The key tents will not be up when you arrive, so just head straight to the service center and they'll be able to check you in and get your keys and IDs, student IDs from there. So no need to follow the maps, just head straight to your service center. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to check your emails. All that information should be there. Or you can also email residents@trentu.ca if you have any other questions. I did see a lot of questions regarding parking. So we do have the designated time slots. So the time slots are the times that we hope that you can go to the key tent to pick up your keys. And then we have our drop-off areas. And on our maps, we do say a maximum of 1 hour parking once you do move those cars. We do understand that maybe some people feel that they need to spend a little bit more time during this transitional period. That's okay. We understand that, it's going to take maybe a bit longer. Maybe you need to go run out and go pick up a few things. That's understandable and completely fine. We just ask that that you're just not parking there all day. So we did just put that 1 hour parking there, but just note we are moving a large amount of people into residence that day, and that there are other things happening on residence that day, so it's going to be very busy. So we are not going to enforce the 1 hour parking. So if you need more time, if you need less time, that's okay. We understand everyone is a bit different with this, so take the time that you need to get settled. But also note that there's also, as Amelia spoke to, there's lots of events and everything going on in campus. So just making sure that you're getting out and getting involved in those as well. And also, I did see a question about the Durham move-in. Durham move-in, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this. It is from 11 till 3, so it is on smaller hours. But again, those are the hours of the key tents. So if you are arriving before 11 or after 3, that's okay. Just go to the service center. They'll be able to check you in there. And that's for everyone as well. If you know that you are not going to meet your time slot, you're not going to get there till maybe the next day, maybe you're not going to get there till September 1st, please email residents@trentu.ca. We can just track to say that you are going to be coming and that you're going to be checking in maybe a day later, just so we have that information and we know when we can expect your arrival. But please note, if you do arrive late, just to go to your service center, again, the key tents will be open in Peterborough from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. on August 31st, and in Durham from 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. Thank you. I feel like I covered a good number of questions there, but let's go head back to Montana there.
You did a great job, Shauna. Thank you. A couple questions about, is this session being recorded? Yes, it is going to be available on the very web page that you find all of your move-in information embedded in a YouTube video. You can also check out our YouTube video once it's uploaded. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm supposed to say that as a YouTube creator. So yes, you'll be able to access this for later reference. Let's find some good questions.
If we should address, there's been several questions about microwaves in
Yes,
traditional dorm style rooms.
yes.
So you might have noticed, and a couple of people did mention that on an original moving list, they saw that in dorm style rooms, microwaves were permitted. And with our update in our community standards and fire safety, there has been a change in that. We are going to make sure that our students are feeling well supported with microwaves, because we know that this is a common item that folks want for their comfort. So in common areas and kitchenettes, there will be additional microwaves that folks can use. And there are microwaves around campus in many different locations if they're studying and they're around. So that's one change that they might have seen. If you were one of those folks that purchased a microwave, we apologize for that, but it will still be useful in your upper user if you choose to live off campus, or if you choose to live with us in upper year and residence or graduate housing. Those spaces do accommodate microwaves because they do have kitchens available to residents.
Thank you, Amelia. That was a big question in the chat. Another really important one. How can we hang stuff on the wall? Are we allowed to have push pins? The answer is no, you're not allowed to have push pins. Please don't use push pins. Use command strips, or a tacky, like sticky tack. Make sure you're buying a decent brand, because I'm telling you, if you cheap out on one of these items, it might bleed through the paint and leave a stain. So if you do want to use one of those items to hang posters like command strips, get the good brand. It will be worth it. Because if there's damage on the walls at the end, we do have to charge for damage.
It's also a good idea to watch a YouTube video of how to remove it properly without actually peeling paint. There's some tips and tricks with a hairdryer that you should probably use, because even with the approved command strips, it can chip off the paint.
Yes. So let's be mindful, but no push pins, period. So here's a good one. Nia is responding, but we'll say it out loud for the recording. My son is in Champlain Annex. Where would he pick up his mail or packages, Shauna?
We have one of our service centers is Service Center South. It's located in the Annex building. So it's located in Eaton Annex, unit number 109. You'll see signage there. But so it is, when you look at a map, it's not in the Champlain Annex building itself. It's just the next building to it. So it is our most like centralized Annex building that they can be able to pick up their packages. So I also saw a question in there about how big of packages can we send. Ultimately, we are, some of our spaces are quite small, but so just keep that in mind. Also keep it in mind that you will have to carry that package from the service center to your designated room. So if you order a package that's really big, just remember that you yourself, once you pick it up, will have to carry it. So just keep that in mind when you're ordering large items.
Awesome. Thank you. Amelia, a couple of these I'm seeing. How will we know where to meet our dons?
Yes, that's a really good one. So I got a confirmation from our orientation coordinator that those schedules will be updated before the end of this week. So by Friday, you should see those schedules uploaded. The location of meeting the dons do change depending on the type of residence. So if you are in a traditional dorm style residence, they might meet in an outdoor space. or in the common room of that residence if it's large enough to accommodate the entire community. Some of the residence life dons really want to have everybody come together, so they might be booking spaces in classrooms to meet with their students. That will be indicated on the posters that are posted near the entrances of each residence and in the common areas. Your Residence Life Dawn and Orientation Week leaders will also have this information. So if you're looking to ask that on the day of, where am I going when at 4:30 when I'm meeting my Dawn or my residents, they would be happy to show you where that location is going to be. The orientation week leaders and the dons are going to be working as a very close team over that time, and they'll be connecting in their training weeks, I believe on Thursday, and they'll have a bit of a group chat, so they'll be communicating with each other. And they're also going to be adding residents to their Microsoft Teams chats throughout the course of move in so that they can share information. And at the end of their meeting as well, they'll be adding all residents in their community to a Microsoft Teams chat, so that you can communicate with your Dawn and other members of your community and get an important orientation information throughout the course of the week in real time by your specific orientation groups.
Thank you, Amelia. Here's a good one for Shauna. Are there any carts to help us bring boxes from the car to our dorm?
We do have some carts available. We have a couple carts per residence, but as noted, we are moving a large amount of people into residence, so I cannot guarantee that there is going to be a cart ready for when you arrive to help move. So if you do have a larger item and you did have some wheels at home, I would recommend bringing them to help. But again, we have some carts around, but I just can't guarantee that when you arrive that that cart would be available for you to use.
So true. There are like 1,400 students moving in that day. So we're happy to support you in the ways we can, but we got to support everybody. Here's another good one. Will we get a map labeling the different buildings? So we don't hand you a map per se, but keep your eyes and ears open. There's going to be signage all across campus directing you where to be. The maps that we shared with you in this presentation are available on our move-in page, so you can refer to those at any time. And Google GPS is relatively well labeled for Trent, right? Folks should be able to use the GPS on their phone and see those buildings as well. But Trent is full of friendly faces, so I'm sure that if you ask someone a question on that day, we're happy to help you find your way.
In the chat, I've also added a link to our move in on Trent Student Housing, and I believe there's maps posted there.
There
But we
is.
also
There are.
have a trentu.ca/map, which hosts some of the weird names that buildings might be labeled and the acronyms that associate with them. So if you're looking at LEC or ENW or SC or TSC, which are different places across campus, this can be really helpful for some of those acronyms if you're looking for your class schedules and where to go for orientation as well.
Thank you, Amelia. I'm just trying to find some good questions. If anybody sees one they really like, feel free to bounce that to the group. Where can I pick up my Trent U card?
So hopefully you have your photos submitted already. So with that, we will have it printed and in your key envelope. So when you check in at the key tent, you'll get your key, you'll get your student card, and your orientation sticker will already be attached there, and your lanyard. So that's what is expected when you get to that key tent. So just note, hopefully everybody's submitted those photos, and we are busy putting everyone's ID cards into their key envelopes. If you haven't submitted that photo yet and you were a late submission, then you can go to the card office on move-in day, and they'll be able to print that and give that to you that day. But ultimately, hopefully everyone was able to already submit those photos, and we will just hand it to you when you arrive to campus.
Awesome. Uh, are we allowed to rearrange the furniture in the room?
This one is a little bit of a longer answer. If you are in a residence room that has two beds, so you're in a double, we really ask that you do not move the furniture in the space that is not on your side of the room. That is really important because with the staggered move in and folks who might have a delayed move in, there could be a resident who could be like moving in at an off hour or time. This is especially true for anyone who might have had a delayed flight, and they might be coming in at a time outside of the allotted move-in time. So you really do not want to move that residence room because you only are allotted your own space. For the other furniture in the room, you may move some of that furniture around in your own space, especially if it's a single room. However, it really does need to be moved back to the appropriate spaces upon move out, or you will be charged an improper move out fee.
Thank you, Amelia. Here's, I may be opening a can of worms with this one. Can you straight up swap residents or dorms with another student who you've spoken to already, or does it need to go through the proper channels? Shauna, what are those?
Shauna, okay,
Oh,
answer that one.
Yes, no, you cannot swap rooms or even sides of the rooms with somebody, as the contract that you have signed is for that space. So note that if you and your friend decide to switch and that's you think everything's fine, just note if they don't return those keys and we still think that you own that, like you will be charged for that. If so, just note that the contract that you sign is for the space that's assigned for you. So just no, you cannot just swap, or you're in a space and you think that another room is empty, so you just go and take it. No, we will find out. We do, and we can't allow that.
oh,
Um,
and if there's damages, right? Like I've been on the committee where if you switch with somebody and they cause damages, you might be on the hook for that. So we got to be
mhm.
mindful. Mhm.
Sorry, Montana. I see another question here, which I just wanted to touch
Yeah.
about. That it was about parking. That they are going to be bringing their vehicle to campus, but it looked like the key tense was in their designated parking lots. That's great. Yes, you're correct. It is in your designated parking lots, depending on where you're going to be. But just if we ask that you avoid that overnight parking spot, which you would have been told to park in just during our move-in time slots. After 5 o'clock on move-in day, you'll be able to move your car to the correct parking lot. I'm thinking for LEC and Champlain, um, specifically because that's where the key tent is in their overnight lot. So after 5 o'clock, you're able to move to your correct spot. Just during that day, you just won't be able to park there as it will be a busy area.
What if they're coming with two cars, Shauna?
That's fine. We do encourage that, if possible, to bring one car. But I understand that people have a lot of items or have friends that can help. So, two cars is fine. We do ask that for the dash passes, if you could have a dash pass on both of those cars' dashboards, just in case we do need to follow up. We do know who, our contact information would be with the residents, so we can follow up accordingly.
Here's a popular one. Where can the room inspection form be found again?
It's on via my Trent knee,
The portal? Yeah.
the portal.
Yeah, so for the room inventory form, when you log into your residence application, sometimes you may have the tab in one of the four main tabs on top. Sometimes you may need to click the three lines, the menu, to display other information as well. And then you would just find it down there and then fill it up. If you have any issues with this, you can send us an email to residents@trentu.ca or Trent Service Centers at trentu.ca, and we should sort it out for you as soon as possible.
Thank you, Nee. Seeing this one a lot. Um, double question. What size are the beds? And the beds are single, right, with the exception of Zosky. Zosky offers a double bed. Um, and are we allowed a mini fridge? And the answer is yes, you are allowed a mini fridge. Also, if you're considering a mini fridge, you haven't bought one, you can rent one from Coldex, Coldex. You can rent that and have it in your space for move-in day. Anybody see some questions they like? Can I buy bedding on campus? Okay, great question. So we have actually just started selling through the bookstore bundles. We have residence bundles that you can purchase in the campus bookstore online and get everything you absolutely need for your residence room, all the basics at least. So check those bundles out at the campus store if you haven't bought your bedding already. That might be a good fit for you. Is our student card also our bus pass? Yes. But I believe there's an online component, is there not? Somebody know that there's an app?
I do believe that there is a transit app. I know that in the past it's been an app called ID 123. I think that if you Google trentu.ca transit pass, it will provide more information on that. And that is all facilitated in Peterborough through the student union. In Durham, they have a bit of a different transit system. It's integrated into the city transit pass, but it is something that is available to students. So please look at your campus and then transit if you're looking for more information on downloading that transit app.
Awesome. We're coming up to the end here. One question, I'm getting it a lot. I don't have my student ID filed yet, or I don't have a photo for my student ID. Will I still be able to get a week food? Please sign up for your Trent ID if you haven't already. It's going to make your day so much more easy, very easy to do online. Shauna, do you have any notes other than that?
No, I have been getting cards from the card office regularly, so there is still time to submit and it will just be in your key package. But please do that today if possible. Just get it done with, and that way we can just make sure that all that information is ready for your check-in, just to make it streamlined and very smooth, and then you can just go from there.
I think yeah, and speaking to the O-Week dining pass, that will be on the card key, correct, with the card holder. And so you can pick up your student ID from the card office up until 4. But as Shauna said, please submit your picture, because that is not something that you want to be waiting in line for on move-in day. That will avoid a lot of stress for you on that day, and you'll be able to focus more on the move-in process than getting from your residence location to Blackburn Hall, where the card office is, and back again.
Thank you, Amelia. We're just at the end of this. And I know that there's a lot of questions coming in about, can I bring this? Can I bring that? Please refer back to your residence agreement, read it and get to know it well. And please check out the What to Bring to Residence checklist, which is available on that move-in page of our website. And you can also find it on links to it on social media. And with that being said, thank you all so much for your time. We really look forward to welcoming you on August 31st or later or earlier if that's when you're arriving. But welcome to Trent, and it's going to be a great year. And thank you to my colleagues for joining me on this webinar. It will be available very, very shortly on YouTube and on our website. And without further ado, I'm going to say goodbye. Bye, everybody.